There's a lot to read. Wait, where's Cassandra? Let's talk to Cassandra first. Isn't she around here? Cassandra, what have you been up to? Ooh, what's this? Like an ocularum, but not. Wow, I can see the farmlands far away. Winter Palace is up on a high hill. Huh. Hey Cassandra, how are you? You look upset.
Oh.
Hi?
Is everything all right?
Yes.
There's hearts on her armor.
Wanted to speak with you, and now you're here.
This seems serious.
It's not about me. It's about you. Maybe you should sit.
What?
I can stand.
Maybe I should sit.
What's happening?
Inquisitor, I want you to know that I am your friend. I will always be your friend.
Oh, well, that's...
So I hope to give you sound advice on this momentous day. Do what is in your heart, my friend, no matter what anyone might tell you.
That's a lovely sentiment, Cassandra.
Marriage is much more than a lovely sentiment, Inquisitor.
What?
Marriage?
Josephine is a wonderful woman.
Oh.
If you're clear on your path to...
I wasn't
You're
aware.
not proposing to anyone. I am going to kill Varric. Why do I believe everything he says? Why?
I imagine it'll happen eventually. But maybe not right this moment?
He said I was going to propose.
He mentioned a proposal. I suppose I filled in the blanks. Or he did this on purpose. That dwarf gets entirely too much joy from my discomfort.
Maybe Josephine will propose to me.
I might get married. I've thought about it.
Really?
I suspected as much. Being Inquisitor has brought you good things. Many good things. But only a few have been by your choice. Take what happiness you can from those and do not let them go. That is all I meant to say. Advice from a friend for the days to come.
Thank you. That's heartfelt. It was funny to see her flustered, though.
How did Varric, of all people, become the Viscount of Kirkwall? A mystery for the ages.
He does a lot of good things around here. He doesn't seem like it, but clearly he did. Storms of Temptation. This tattered novel bills itself as a sweeping romance on the 8 Seas by Danelle Mithril. The cover shows a dark-skinned elf with long platinum hair hanging by one hand from the mast of his ship, a dagger in his teeth. A woman in an elaborate mask, low-cut dress, and almost as much hair as the elf, gasps up from the base of the mast. The elf is glaring at a tanned and chiseled human pirate, grinning as his vessel pulls alongside the elf's ship. For the first elven captain in the Antivan Navy, Keel Zabulon's inaugural assignment was a routine trading mission down to Wycombe. Little did he know that the fiery amethyst Corone, a passenger he picked up in the free marches, was heir to an enormous fortune. A fortune Ravani pirate prince Elrado Hurakian would do anything to get his hands on. Unable to resist Amethyst's pleas for help, Keel found himself racing to get her back to Valroyo, even as the ferocious Hurakian pursued them, and their passions ensured the 8 Seas would never be the same. If found, please return to Lady Yvette Montelier. Oh, Josephine's sister is here. Who was this? I don't know. More dog treats. Chapter 13. Well, we already saw 17. In the Lowtown Bazaar, Donan paused to pay a little elven girl to play courier for him before making the long climb back uphill to Hightown. A careful glance told him the scar-faced Ander and the tattooed Chasen were still tailing him. Donnan was certain they'd love the Viscount's keep. He passed beneath the stone gaze of the cormorant statues flanking the gates and nodded to the guards on his way to the barracks. No one noticed his ragged, bloody clothing, which disappointed him as much as he benefited from it. Recruits these days, always slacking off. Donnan bypassed the captain's office and went looking for Jevlin. By now the kid ought to be rested up, and Donnan suspected he would need backup if his large, suspicious shadows decided to pick a fight. But Jevlin's bunk was empty. Donnan noted blood splatter on the bedding and a scent like lilacs. All of his gear was missing. In the center of the bunk was a note. "Bring the blade to the key tonight at midnight, or the boy dies." Oh. So we went thinking that he was being kidnapped and that we were gonna save him, but he betrayed us. It was signed with a wax seal, 6 crossed swords. The same seal as the person who killed the Comte. Pair of paddles. Used for some leisure sport, probably. Alright. Sounds a little bit suspect. Now we come back here to keep reading. Varric in the last few years. Inquisitor. Greetings and salutations from beautiful Kirkwall. The sun is shining, the seabirds are screeching, and almost nothing in Hightown has fallen into a sinkhole and ended up in the sewers for over a month. The Red Lyrium cleanup in the gallows is going better than expected. Nobody misses having Meredith fused to the flagstones, eerily glaring at everyone. The city guards celebrated finally getting her out of there by holding a completely impromptu parade. Several Lowtown residents composed a song on the spot with lyrics to the effect of, "Thank the maker the crazy cursed Templar is gone," which was remarkably catchy, despite, or maybe because of, the fact that it was mostly just swearing in tune. Even with all this stellar progress, it looks like I'm stuck here. Channels in the harbor were completely changed by falling debris a few years back, which led to a lot of ships getting wrecked coming and going, which only made things worse. And then we had rifts open and then weird glowing fade rocks appeared out there. Incidentally, thanks for closing the rifts. I don't know why he's saying that. Now, the only hope of repairing the harbor is to send guys with pickaxes to clear the rocks. Ever try to hire miners who are also divers, Inquisitor? There aren't many, and even fewer are happy mining glowing shit from the Fade. This is gonna take a lot of my coin to fix. Stop by the city sometime. We'll get in a game of Wicked Grace, please. This Viscount shit is boring me to death. Varric. Oh my god, there's 4 books in here. Hold up. Cullen in the last few years. Who wrote this? Mia. His sister? Cullen. Word has spread from Denerim about the summit the Inquisition will attend. The news is half rumors, but with the representatives they say are going, it's clearly serious, and the details are probably not something you can put down in a letter. I will, however, look forward to more glowing descriptions about how much you love our Legion parties. The Cullen didn't even write me. But Cullen works here, so he shouldn't write me. Branson's here. His son insists I add "Hello, Cull" to this letter. He also insists it be "hello" and not "hello." Your nephew is stubborn. How very familiar. Cassandra in the last few years. Inquisitor? I am writing to you from the Hunterhorn Mountains, where I was successful in tracking down Seeker Emery. She was more shocked than most to hear of Lord Seeker Lucius's betrayal, as he was her mentor when she was just an initiate, but she is eager to help rebuild, and she has heard of a few other Seekers who might have been sent to Ravane. I still do not know how many of us yet remain, how many Lucius killed, but I know that we are recovering, and I know we will be better this time. I confess, I look forward to returning to Orlais next month. Once I would have thought that impossible. Orlais was little more than the land of frustrating politics, excessive ornamentation, and responsibilities I did not want. But now that friends wait for me there, it is almost a home, Cassandra. Oh, everyone's growing up. Vivienne in the last few years. Inquisitor? I fear I shall have no opportunity to meet with you prior to the Exalted Council at Halamshiral. The colleges and fraternities of enchanters are holding yet another round of elections in a few months, and I must be present to organize everything, or the Equitarians and the Lucratians will inevitably get drawn into the most passive-aggressive arguments over the number of ballot boxes and the arrangements of voting cards you can possibly imagine. On the last 2 occasions when I could not be spared from my duties at the Imperial Court, the isolationists sealed themselves inside the debating area with ice walls in protest over some insult from a libertarian senior enchanter from Cumberland. I must, of course, convey the continuing approbation of the Orlesian Court, though I have no doubt Dear Duke Cyril has already bored you to death with a council of heralds as compliments by now. Cordially, Vivienne. She's around here somewhere. We just haven't got a chance to talk to her yet, that's all. Got people here.
I don't know.
What don't you know? You guys are slouching so much. It's not good for you. Oh, look, everyone's favorite statue. No cheese in the hat this time? I do see the thing. How the heck do we have to jump down from somewhere? Oh, hold up. I thought these were climbable. No? How many of these are there? My god. Hard in Hightown, chapter 14. The late Magistrate Dunwald's butler blinked as Don and Brenikovich barged into the foyer. Get Lady Marielle now. He headed straight to the parlor where the magistrate's collection was displayed. Wrapped in a black shawl, Marielle sauntered into the room and leaned against one of the glass cases. Guardsman, what a pleasant surprise. Where's Jevlin? Her smile faltered. Why do you think I would know? He's your partner. Donnan held up the note. Your perfume, Lady Marielle. He dropped it on the display case beside her. What were you doing in the guard barracks? I didn't leave the note, she said with measured calm, and I don't have your partner. But you were in the barracks. He stepped away to examine the display. You told me Wagner wanted to buy the magistrate's entire collection, but he said he was only interested in one blade. He opened the case. And I think it was never in Seamus's collection. I think it was a sword meant to go right here. He pointed to the empty velvet-lined box. I looked in the Viscount's records, and you've only been married to Magistrate Dunwald for about 3 weeks. You tell me who you're working for and where my partner is, and I'll see if we can't get you a deal with the Viscount's office. The Chantry. Marielle closed the door quietly. They sent me to Kirkwall a few months ago when rumors of the sword began to surface. She examined the note. I don't have Jevlin. This was already on his bunk when I went to find the both of you. Donnan didn't hide his skepticism. You're innocent, but you didn't report him missing to any of the guards. Someone took him from the barracks, Sarah, with no one the wiser. That doesn't seem strange to you? She looked him in the eye. Have you ever heard of the Executors? They're a myth. A myth that kills, she sighed. The Executors have your partner, and I think they have someone inside the city guard. How else could they have gotten Jevlin out of the keep without being seen? Donnan watched her fidget with her shawl. Why were you in the barracks? I suspected the Executors had an inside man. She shrugged. How else could they have gotten poor Comte de Favre to open the door to his killer? Since he arranged the sword's purchase for Seamus, he'd been hiding in his own home. The only people he'd seen were Seamus and you. Well, we already know what's up, so. How do we get up there? I'm gonna have to have a think about this, huh?
Oh my.
I don't think we can climb up on this thing anymore. It's not... I can't... It's too high for me to jump. I haven't forgotten about you. Do I need it for something, or am I just collecting it? This area doesn't seem reachable, though. Is it reachable by the balcony where Josephine was? We could try. I kind of don't get the impression that would work.
Where is that servant? Same old.
Will I just fall through the leaves? A little bit worried about that too. I'm gonna quick save, just in case I fall through here. Which you don't. Bottled cologne! Slim bottle of Heartland Lodge cologne. Why on earth am I even collecting this stuff? I don't know. Oh, look at that. Wow, that was kind of... It's doable if you do quick saves and stuff, but kind of annoying still. Alright, well, is that it for this side then? I think so, for the people at least. Yup. Alright, let's go... Who's over here? Cullen, Vivienne. Got a whole world around on the other side. I don't know how many... I don't know what we're doing with all those collectibles, but I assume we'll eventually find out.
Did you hear? Maybe. Well met.
They don't even know what they heard about. Hello, everyone. On this side is much more not populated. Much quieter. Oh! Hey, Cullen, what are you doing? Reminder, while the gazebo is available for festive occasions, deposits are non-refundable in cases of flood, fire, or imperial whim. Book accordingly. Imperial whim. Is that a Mabari?
You there! You're to dodge, not catch. If that ball were a fireball, you'd be dead.
It's polka dotted.
You found a dog.
They don't breed Mabari in Olay. The merchant said he was abandoned. Perhaps his owner's tired of the novelty.
Aww.
And you're training him to dodge fireballs because...
He'll be prepared should something happen. Not that something will, or that it will involve fire. Another Ferelden trapped at the Winter Palace. I couldn't leave him to that fate. Besides, I think he likes me.
Do you want these dog treats? I've got a whole bunch of them.
You could take him to Ferelden sometime. He should know where he came from.
I did promise my sister a visit. She might try to spoil you. Remember who you report to. The Inquisition will change after this. I'm not yet sure what that will mean.
Me neither.
Whatever happens, our people, you, Liliana, Josephine, will have my support in whatever form you require.
If your support comes with that of your new friend, I'm sold. I know a useful ally when I see one.
You can help. Dodge this, and I'll find overpriced Orlesian dog treats before we go.
I've got some. Do you want some of those? No? Oh, yes. Oh, Constitution +1. For each one? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. How many would there be? Like 10 or something?
Be careful, Inquisitor. We have a ways to go yet.
Yeah, you're right. There might be 3 more bones somewhere. Who's around here? Why are you sulking in the corner, my lord? That's a clever statue of the water falling like that. Where is the water getting routed in from? Inside the statue? So it's all hollow? It's kind of crazy. Vivian? No, that's Colin. All these... Wow, there's like Orlesian chess and stuff. All this...
There must be something here.
Where were you talking about? I may have missed it. Well, maybe we'll find it eventually. Whoa! What the hell was that? Okay. Someone just sort of disappeared in front of me. Cool, I guess. Vivienne with her little pointy hat. Chapter 15. The nobles of Hightown like to imagine that petty crime can only happen in the dark shadows of Darktown. Oh, the dank shadows of Darktown. Or maybe the crooked alleyways of Lowtown between the alienage and the poorest neighborhoods. Their lofty, ivy-walled avenues could never be the site of something as crude as a mugging or a simple assault. Donnan didn't have much trouble finding an out-of-the-way alcove near the chantry to wait for the scarred Ander and the tattooed Chasen to catch up with him. The Ander came at him first, dropping down from the balcony above his head. While Donnan tried to back out of his reach, the Chasen loomed behind him, clamping an enormous vice-like hand on his shoulder. The Ander's follow-up punch just below his ribs knocked the air from his lungs. As the Chasen lifted him up by his coat, Donnan got back enough of his breath to say, "You work for Wagner? I need to give him a message." This earned him a skeptical look from the Ander, but the Chasen set his feet back on the ground. "Tell him I have his sword. He can meet me in the Keys at midnight to settle on the price." For a long, nervous moment, Donnan watched a variety of expressions pass over the Ander's scarred, grayish face before the man nodded. Another long moment, and both Ander and Chasen walked away, leaving him alone in the alcove. With the sun just setting, there was only one place left that Donnan needed to go. The tavern in the center of Lowtown sat in its own tiny moat of spilled ale, vomit, and the seawater the owner flung at the walls in a half-hearted attempt to scour the seagulls' crap from the building. Donnan, like nearly every guardsman who drank at the Hanged Man, walked through the door to a frantic chorus of, "Put it away, hurry!" He tried not to smile and completely succeeded when the brooding, white-haired elven bartender greeted him with a murderous glower. "Guardsman?" Donnan placed a handful of copper coins on the bar. "Keep the ale coming, Varys. I've got some time to kill." Varys, the bartender. Oh. Lots of crooked paintings around here we should be paying attention to. Surrounded by people, of course.
Darling, you made it. Excellent. I scheduled this appointment ages ago, and they do appreciate punctuality.
Appointment?
With the Imperial Garden Spa, of course. You worked so hard, my dear. I wanted to treat you.
This couch is too big. It's so deep in. Like, Vivienne is trying to look comfortable, but she's not leaning on the... Her back has no support right now. I think it sounds fun.
I've never heard of a fancy spa serving elves.
I'm the Inquisitor.
You are the Inquisitor, darling. Savior of the Empire. They won't turn you away.
What, is she being fed grapes? What's happening here? Oh, the spa's here.
What are the cheese wheels for?
It pains me that you even have to ask. You've clearly been living too long in barely civilized conditions.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear something?
Relax, darling. It's spa day. How have you been? It seems ages since we've spoken. I hope all is well with you and Ambassador Montillier.
Are you digging for gossip, Vivienne? Trying to get me to give up the juicy details?
Merely expressing concern for your well-being, my dear. Someone ought to.
Oh my god, what are they doing in the back there? So why are there cheese wheels on my eyeballs right now? I just blinked. You see this? I'm blinking.
You must be keeping very busy.
Someone has to keep the mess that's been made of Thedas' institutions of magic from flying apart. Don't you feel better, my dear? This place really does work miracles.
What happened?
Darling, it's spa day. Don't fret. You'll undo all the good they've done. Come along, Inquisitor. They have other appointments, you know.
Why did the Red Jennies put a bunch of hams around here? A mystery for the ages. I guess... I mean, cool that we got a spa day, but it was like literally on this random couch when we're being surrounded by people. A little bit weird.
Darling, what can I do for you?
Nothing, apparently. Got stuff here? Oh, wow, water's coming out of Mafraat's hat. That's insane. Broken mask. Found inside a velvet bag. A scrap of paper inside the bag simply reads, "Try again." We can sort of see where the pick-upable stuff is with the dots. Although I'm not sure if it's always accurate. Oh, looks like it is. Silver ring. It won't show you the dog treats though, probably.
I should look around.
Random dog treat. Expensive, but lying around here. Chapter 11. The Café d'Or, perched atop a hill in the Orlesian district of Hightown, with a view of the entire city so the wealthy patrons could keep an eye on the peasants toiling below. Wait, does Hightown have an Orlesian district, really? Lady Marielle studied the room across the rim of her cup. A few nobles sat at the delicate little tables, sipping tea from Ravane and whispering among themselves about the latest maneuvers in the grand game 1,000 leagues away. "What's this lead you have for me?" Donnan broke the silence, acutely aware that he stank of sweat and fish from the docks and was wearing a ripped, blood-stained coat in the most high-class cafe in Kirkwall. "We're being followed, guardsman." The lady's voice was low. From her tone, she might have been discussing the weather. The two gentlemen in the corner by the door. Donnan picked up his teacup and gestured with it, as if making a point, while he turned slightly in his chair to look. The men were finely dressed, but almost as out of place as he was. A large, sickly pale Ander, with a face full of scars and a tattooed Chasen, with a stone dagger at his belt. "Chasen in a doublet. That's one for the history books," Donnan murmured. Lady Marielle favored him with a half-smile. "Last night, a man came by the estate. He said he wanted to buy Seamus's collection. All of it." Donnan sat up straighter. "The swords?" "He said his name was Wagner." She sipped delicately at her tea. "He gave me an address in Lowtown in case I changed my mind. Those two have been shadowing me ever since." Lots of twists and turns, but we already know it's Javelin! It's Javelin.
It's been a while since so many gathered in this place.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant to keep going, because I don't know if I should finish. Did I talk to everybody yet? It seems like the catching up thing still hasn't disappeared, so...
I'm parched. Where is that servant?
Maybe I'll talk to one of the ambassadors? Thank you.
Such changeable weather
Whoa,
this season.
check this out. Oh, wow. Somehow I'm not all wet. Is there something here? It looks like there might be something here. Maybe I picked it up earlier already. Nothing in the water. Can I speak to one ambassador? Which one will it be? Where is the Deventer one? Speak of the devil. Dedication. This fountain was erected in commemoration of the end of the Civil War and the slaying of Corypheus by the Blessed Herald of Andraste, Inquisitor Welonz of Velen in the 42nd year of the Dragon Age. Let the song of its water be as laughter, let the cool of its stone be as memories gone. Wow, people are gonna remember me. Caprice coins! You gonna freaking steal this? Apparently so. Oh wow, we never got to see these views before. It's so nice, but I hope that people in Orlais aren't suffering, because we know Orlais looks glamorous, but what is it like in actuality? Duke Cyril is the Orlesian ambassador. I just want to talk to Dorian. Scandalous gossip. Creased note, as if it had been tucked away in someone's pocket. Dearest Jay, I agree it is surprising that the Fereldans come as equals, but the Exalted Council is in the heart of southern Orlais. That cannot be lost on our neighbors. Empress Celine came out for the first ceremonies, then retired into her chambers for the rest of the talks. A day later, Marquise Briala came visiting on important matters of state. Suffice to say, I do not think we will see them at the council. Celine and the rabbit cavort like lovers half their age. Oh! Of course, the foolish assume our Empress is so distracted that they might safely overreach themselves. An idea even more disastrous than the new carpeting in the North Wing. That shade of lime, really? Lime carpet?
Orlais is on your side, Lord Parvis. The Inquisition's support is not a thing to lose lightly.
Which is why the Orlesian court is circling it with a net and collar? But you'll have to excuse me. I see an old friend I must greet. Inquisitor, how long has it been? Don't actually tell me. I despise feeling old. It's good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you too. Did I interrupt anything?
You arrived ahead of me. I hope all's well.
It's everything I expected. We've been spared the burden of surprise. Orlais wants the Inquisition tamed, Ferelden wants it gone, the Chantry meddles, and Tevinter sends but one ambassador. That's me, by the way. A reward for my interest in the South. Thankfully, Ambassador Pavus is a token appointment. Call on me as you like.
I will call on you.
Inquisitor, Duke Cyril Montfort, member of the Council of Heralds and Lord of Chateau Haine. I have long followed your work. It is extraordinary.
Is that sentiment shared by the rest of the court?
Of course. Ole wishes only to offer respectful guidance to the Inquisition.
Really now?
Does your grace feel the Inquisition should continue to rule itself?
I would rather see the Inquisition join us freely than be carved into pieces for the chessboard. I have not forgotten Justinia's death. I had friends who perished at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. More than the good you have done, it is the good we may do together I don't wish to lose. Whatever happens, Inquisitor, I wish you well.
That just kind of sounds like you want to suck us into your little thing. So I'm still not... I still haven't finished catching up with old friends. That optional one hasn't gone away still. Liliana. Because we haven't finished yet, that's why.
So many gathered in this place.
I don't want to accidentally talk to Arl Tegan though. Just now, Dorian, talking to Dorian, talk to Duke Cyril as well. What is this? A catalog of treasures.
Where is that servant?
Cool. The dispatch from the Crown of Ferelden.
Changeable weather this season.
Uncle Tegan. Connor? Oh, no, it's from Alistair. I read your first letter. Trust or Lay to put up a fight about this now. You've been there before, so I'm not telling you anything new. Send a messenger if you need anything. I'll send someone out straight away. Regards, King Alistair Ferelden. Someone, presumably His Majesty, has drawn a stick figure weighed down by an oversized crown at the bottom of the page. Did you bring Isolde this time? Tegan? No? Liliana.
Something you need?
At once.
Oh, wow. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna walk around a little bit more first, just in case if talking to Liliana activates that guy as well. I don't want whatever it is to start yet.
Will it matter?
And we should probably give the dog treats. Wow, he's swimming here? I'm swimming. This feels like a fountain. Not a bath, but apparently it's a bath. Hey, Dorian. Oh.
As the most eloquent dwarf you know, Sparkles...
Speech! Speech! Way too much speech.
Varric, there's really no need.
What's going on?
Inquisitor! You're just in time. Sparkles, the Imperium doesn't deserve you, or want you. It may even kill you, but we'll miss you, if it counts.
Okay.
And you didn't know.
But what's happening?
Okay, folks. Time to take the party elsewhere.
Oh.
Tama never wanted any. I swear.
Guys, please.
Leave him.
It is a party here, but we're here on some kind of negotiation, so please don't go too wild with the partying.
It's true. When the Exalted Council has ended, I'm going back to Tevinter. For good, this time.
I already thought you were into Winter for good.
You know I'll miss you.
Naturally. My father is dead.
Oh!
Assassinated, I believe. I received notice this morning. A perversely cheerful letter congratulating me on assuming his seat in the magisterium.
Oh no.
We only met a few times while I was home. He didn't say anything about keeping me as his heir. This ambassadorship, his doing, I'm told. He must have wanted me away when the trouble began. I have to go back.
You still love him.
So you'll truly be a Magister?
Oh, yes. I can't wait to degrade the Magisterium with my presence. A new outfit is required.
And then what?
I find my father's killers and kill them back. Then I find those giving Tevinter a bad name and kill them. They're most likely the same people, so that should make the job easier.
The whole Magister thing reminds me of one of our very first conversations with Dorian about how, oh, you non-Tevinter people call every Tevinter mage a Magister. And he said that he never wanted to be one too, didn't he?
You'll need help. I could go with you.
Not this time, my friend. I won't be entirely without support. Maevaris has gathered other Magisters who feel as we do. We'll be an actual faction in the Magisterium. I'll teach them manners, take them shopping. It'll be fun.
How does Bull feel about this?
He wants to come with me. It can't happen, of course. A Qunari cannot simply walk around the Imperium, even in a Magister's company. I don't want him hurt. He doesn't want me hurt. We're working it out.
Qunari plus a man. Like, there's multiple problems going on here in terms of being in Tevinter.
I know it was complicated, but I'm sorry about your father.
Thank you. It still doesn't feel real.
Having arguments is one thing, but then him dying like that, that's not right.
I wish you safe travels, and the best of luck.
Oh, I'll need it, thank you. Magisters are tricksy bastards. A present. A going-away present. It's a sending crystal. Amazing what friendship with the Inquisition gives you access to. If I get in over my head, or you're overwhelmed with sorrow for lack of my velvety voice... magic. What? You didn't think I would just leave and you'd never hear from me again, did you? You are my dearest friend. Perhaps my only friend. That will never change, no matter where we are. Now let's finish the good wine before the others get back.
Come back and visit sometime. All good things must come to an end, so I'm not surprised that people have to go left and right and leave and all that.
Quite the party, wasn't it? I hear it left the Orlesians and Fereldans completely aghast. Andraste's herald, the Inquisitor, toasting a Tevinter Magister. Not a bad scandal to leave on.
You make it sound like the party's over already.
I can't believe it's been so long.
Around 2 years.
That's it? 2 years? Sweet merciful maker, it felt like 10. That could have been all the wine. Only thing back home I really missed. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you too, Dorian.
Good to see you, my friend.
Yes, keep staying at the party. Oh, there's additional scenes. We gotta walk around a little bit more and check things out.
Darling, what can I do for you?
Nothing, apparently. So what was that disappearing person all about? I have no idea. Alright. Cool. Hey, there's some people here. Some more treats for you, buddy.
Inquisitor?
I think that's like 9. There's gotta be an extra one somewhere. Missing some bone. Somewhere. Ooh, I don't think I've looked at this upper area yet. You can tell because there's a book here. Oh, here we go. Hey! Number 10? Is that it? Oh my goodness. Well, it's a new one. Chapter 18, Heart in Hightown. The rain stopped with a suddenness that suggested some enterprising footpad from the coterie had climbed up to shank the clouds. The fog drifted off to haunt a better part of the wounded coast, and as Donnan reached for the chantry courtyard, the clouds parted to let a sliver of moonlight shine on the rain-swept flagstones. He stopped to catch his breath and tightened the torn-off coat sleeve he'd used as a bandage. The bleeding was slowing, which meant either the wound in his side wasn't that deep, or he was running out of blood to lose. Trying not to dwell on the latter, he pushed open the chantry doors. At this maker-forsaken hour, the chantry was lit only by the eternal flame at Andraste's feet. A single soul occupied the space, lighting a candle for the dead. She rose as Donnan staggered into the firelight. "Guardsmen!" Lady Marielle rushed to help him into one of the pews. "Might want to wake up one of the healers." He managed a pained smile. I wasn't sure you'd be here. Neither was I. Your message was a little vague. Marielle tried to examine his makeshift bandage, but Donan waved her away. He pointed toward the golden statue of Andraste. I had a friend deliver something for you, under the altar. Marielle cast him a skeptical look, but she climbed the dais and returned with a small oilcloth bundle. She picked apart the wrapping's knot and peered down at the rusty blade inside, specks of dried blood still clinging to the pitted guard. The sword of Asarian, she breathed, almost a prayer. You can get it to the Divine? Donan asked. She wiped at her eyes. I'll take it to her myself. What do you want in return? Donan struggled to his feet. Just put in a good word for me with the Maker, your ladyship. You never know when I might need it. And he walked away, leaving her standing in the firelight with history in her hands. The sword of Asarian, huh?
Oh, yes.
It's fancy. We're just gonna spy on the other side like this. Okay. Lots of Chantry people here.
Such changeable weather this season.
Because this is a DLC, it means that anybody who is following Hard in Hightown never got to know the ending until this point. People who played the base game back in the day just had to keep waiting. That's kind of... Alright, let's take this trip back to Cullen here.
Alpha Valvoyo must be here.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.
Where are you going?
Oh my. Alpha Valvoyo must be here.
Oh my god, what the hell? Cudgel of Gold and Even Queen. What is this? It's a weapon. One-handed?
Of course.
Okay.
Inquisitor?
Oh, so it's like they're trying to give me a reward for getting all the bones or something? Alright. Thanks, I guess. A little bit bizarre. I'm just looking at the map there. It seems like there's something on the map.
I don't think they knew.
Yeah. Oh, God, why did I see this?
Oh, yes.
More to read. Tattered tome. A well-worn tome? Those who deny the truth are willfully ignorant, for what happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes makes little sense as historians tell it. These men and women are clearly in the pay of those who want the matters silent. Reports of the wreckage claim nothing remains of the temple but rubble from the explosion. Chantry-controlled mages say a spell cast by the Magister Corypheus was amplified by a lyrium deposit beneath the temple, but this is folly. Learned professors and mages outside the Chantry have proven in many writings that even superheated lyrium cannot melt granite beams. What? The destruction of the Temple of Sacred Ashes can only be the work of hidden Ophidian enslavers, the Snake Kings of the Earth, and their battle against the Vinder's allies from the moons. I, of course, know about them, as I hope to prove to the reader beyond doubt. A selection of my educational charts illuminating my theories are at the back of this tome. It goes on like this for 400 more pages. Some conspiracy theory stuff. The breach was an inside job. Okay. I'm a little bit worried that it still says I should be catching up with old friends, but it might just be Liliana. We'll check it out. There's more people. More and more people. They're treating things like it's an actual party though, but it's negotiations and what to do with the Inquisition. It's not really a party. You're all just partying without a care. You humming?
Divine Victoria, am I interrupting?
Of course not, Inquisitor. I was catching up with Redcliffe's Arl. He's here to represent Ferelden at the summit.
Inquisitor, good to meet you.
Good to finally meet you. Didn't catch you at Redcliffe, even though I've been there multiple times.
How are things in Redcliffe, my lord?
Blessedly quiet. The mayor conveys his greetings. Redcliffe remembers its savior.
I don't even know the mayor.
I'll try not to keep you from more important matters.
Very well. We'll continue this later, your perfection.
Many are frightened of the Inquisition's power, but I will do all I can to allay their fears.
What do you think we should do? Should we disband?
When world powers want to discuss plans for the future, I get nervous.
Good. Someone should keep you on your toes. We don't want you to get bored, Inquisitor. I have much to do, but let me say this. I may no longer be your spy master, but I am always here if you require.
I'm glad you finally arrived, Inquisitor. The Crown's anxious for news.
And your thoughts on Ferelden's position?
The breach is long gone, yet Skyhold's army remains. Ferelden can't continue to ignore soldiers on its borders.
The Inquisition has grown. I can see how its presence might cause concern.
Then you understand why we must demand a reduction of your military forces. A power without allegiance to either Ferelden or Orlais. Even I see neither of our countries can let it rest. I won't keep you longer. We'll have words enough when the Exalted Council begins.
No matter what happens today, the Inquisition as is cannot remain. They've got to do something about it. Oh, you got your own little 2-chair set on the side as well. Alright. Did Liliana go anywhere? Can we find her? Oh, maybe... Is she right here? Oh, there she is.
Will you walk with me?
Of course.
The first time I came to the Winter Palace, I was only 18. I was dazzled. Such rich hangings, splendid marble columns, more golden lions than I could count. It's all still here, still bright, but I no longer see that same palace.
And you're no longer the same girl.
And that makes you sad?
It is easier on the heart to just see gilding. Now all I see are hands rubbed raw to make gold gleam, tears shed in the night over silk embroidery. Others overlook them and forget their pain, but I am divine and I cannot be blind.
A lot of pressure with this position.
They seek to tear the Inquisition down. You feel it, no? Fear.
I'd fear anyone with our Vault of Secrets, wouldn't you?
It is not our secrets, nor our soldiers. There have always been spy masters and private armies. They are afraid of nothing so much as the hand that directs it all.
Mine.
Already your actions have begun to reshape Thedas. Your influence is felt everywhere. It was only a matter of time before they moved. I'm surprised it took this long. The Inquisition's time is coming to an end.
Are we still needed? Doesn't sound like it.
Is that the decree of Her Perfection Divine Victoria? That the Inquisition be dissolved?
As divine, it is my duty to think of Thedas and all our peoples. We set out to restore peace, and now peace is upon us. You and I have come so far through the darkness together. It is time for us both to live in the light. But whatever you decide, I will be honored to stand beside you.
I get to decide though. But Liliana seems to recommend that we disband. There we go, it's gone.
I'll be right here if you need anything.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Alright, I think that probably concludes our look around and all that. The fun is over. Now we have to get serious. Which makes no sense. We should have been doing it the other way around.
This season.
I'll be here if you need me.
Very reassuring. Thank you all. Okay then. Let us begin. We just go in. Nothing here for us. Nope, nope. That's it. I don't know why we were collecting all those things. Yeah, maybe it comes up later. Now you're making me worried. I guess it's okay. Nothing came up when we picked it up though, it just said we picked it up.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Now, Artigan, as to your concerns.
The Inquisition established an armed presence in Ferelden territory. You outright seized Caer Bronach in Crestwood.
We freed it from whatever was happening there. Yes.
Our goal was to keep more Ferelden citizens from dying, not to seize power.
Your help was appreciated 2 years ago, Inquisitor. Now order has been restored, yet you remain. Invading under pretext of restoring order is exactly what the Grey Wardens did to us centuries ago, and we exiled them.
Invading!
Now the Inquisition is doing the same thing with Grey Wardens in their ranks.
Your concern is ill-founded. The Grey Wardens have proven their worth time and again.
Of course Orlais tolerates this interference. Without the Inquisition, Celine would have neither her throne nor her elven marquise.
Whoa.
Rest assured, Tegan, the Empire of Orlais will not stand idle if the Inquisition oversteps its bounds. Unlike Ferelden, however, Orlais understands that these were the well-intentioned mistakes of a young organization.
I'm dying.
An organization in need of a guiding hand. Yours, no doubt.
Pardon me, Inquisitor. Divine Victoria wishes to speak with you in private.
The Divine Victoria? Who is sitting just up there?
Yes, and who was once your spy master. It's a pressing matter, Your Worship.
Okay, Josephine, handle this.
Something has come up. I'll be back.
What?
This is highly irregular.
Perhaps it would be best if we took a short recess.
It looks so bad though, I just walked off in the middle of the talks. Ferelden wants me to GTFO. Orlais is like, become one of us. I don't know. Celine didn't even come herself. Wait, what's happening?
The guard said we should both see this. I believe she was correct.
Oh!
A Qunari warrior in full armor. How did he get into the Winter Palace?
Qunari warrior? That doesn't seem like a Qunari... That seemed like a human.
Would the Iron Bull know anything about this?
I asked, and he is as surprised as we are. Since becoming Tal Vashoth, he has had no contact with his people. He seems frustrated at not knowing more.
So, what would the left hand of the Divine see when she looked at this?
This is a warrior, not a spy. Part of the Antam, the Qunari military. Most of his wounds come from a fight against someone using magic, but at least a few are from a blade. He was badly hurt, separated from his allies, and made it here before he died. But how?
It sounds like he was attacked by multiple people then? Blades and magic? He came here... I thought maybe he was trying to infiltrate in here to disrupt the talks, just like how the Exalted... Not the Exalted March. The Conclave was interrupted. But the way Liliana's saying, it sounds like he got hurt somewhere else, and he came here, just so that people know he died.
Deadly mysteries at the Winter Palace. Throw in a Hulla statue and some Caprice coins, and it's just like old times. Can Josephine manage the diplomats while I look around?
She will be fine. It's all speeches and posturing for the first few days anyway. I will extend the recess as long as possible. I will also have our friends ready themselves for battle if need be.
You think that's likely?
I think the Exalted Council may be more exciting than we expected.
It seems so. Oh. More of these paintings. Well, 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 we have a murder mystery on our hands. I'm very glad there was no more Hala statues involved, though. That's always a blessing. Ooh. Who just said it's exciting about the game? Guys, stop crowding. This is a serious matter. So, he died in here. How do you even get in without people noticing? That in itself is already a mystery. That's a human. Or an elf, I guess? Like, not a Qunari. But it's a follower of the Qun. Is it a Qunari? It doesn't look like a Qunari. But he's wearing too much for me to tell.
How scandalous.
You want me to follow the blood?
It looks like he came down over the railing.
Oh, now we can climb this? I guess you were supposed to pick that up after... after this happened. It's okay, I found my own way around it. Oh. That's a lot of blood. He came from inside the castle? Not going there. This painting's probably a little bit too big for me to tilt.
An active illuvian.
What?
If I'm going through it, I'm not going alone.
Why is there an illuvian in the Winter Palace? Is this Briala stuff? Because it seemed like she had some knowledge of the illuvian? What the hell? Wait, I just said I'm not going alone. Am I going alone after all? Oh, okay. Oh, thank goodness, finally. I got the infinite loading glitch here, and I had to spend like 30 minutes trying to figure out how to fix it. Anyway, we're here now. I didn't bring Iron Bull to Deep Roads at all, so he gets first dibs. Everyone else... Oh, damn it, Solus. Hey, if we're seeing illuvians again, maybe this is related to Solus. Who could be good to bring? Cole? We're doing some elfy magey stuff. Anybody wanna come help with that? Actually, I feel like Vivienne might... Let's see how this goes. This is, this party composition, have we ever had it before? Iron Bull, Vivienne, Cole? Might be kind of rare. Ooh. I guess we're not coming here alone after all. That's a good thing.
This is the crossroads. Morrigan brought me here while showing me the illuvians. I'd forgotten all the colors.
Colors? It all looks supremely drab to me.
I wonder if it somehow looks different to elves.
What? Really? Yeah, I'm like, this doesn't look like anything we've seen before. When we went to the place with Morrigan, it was like mirrors and fog. Does it actually look different to elves? That would be kind of something, wouldn't it? 3 points, Iron Bull, because you didn't get to go out to see all the weird dwarf stuff underground at all. Can I give you some passives? Oh yeah, we got some here. When you attack a target from behind, leave them slowed. Sure. Deal more damage against enemies that are stunned or knocked down, better them than you. Deep reserves, get your breath back faster. Stamina regenerates faster, good. Bunch of passives, that's what I like to see. Cole, please be good here, please. Thank you. Try not to die. That's all I ask for you. There are some passives, but Cole doesn't use any bows and arrows. Ah, nothing easy here. I could try one of these things. Evade, leap away from incoming attacks. Oh, that's not an attack. I could reach this one though. When you're in stealth and shortly after leaving it, your attacks ignore some of your target's armor. But I don't have stealth in this bar right now because that's the one that we decided to take away. Your attacks on panicked or sleeping enemies are automatically critical hits. Okay, we can do that. Because other people... Do I make people panicked? I know Dorian does. Sleeping. I think my fire might do that. I'll bank on it. The crossroads. Wow, alright. Other people are using the illuvians then. Oh, bringing Iron Bull here is also great because that murdered guy was also a Kunari. Wait, there's 2 trails of blood. What? Okay, that mirror is on, this one's off. There's another one there.
Judging by the bloodstains, he tried to get through here.
What's wrong? That one doesn't like you?
This mirror doesn't look broken, but it's inactive. Maybe there's a way to unlock it.
We never asked Morrigan. Oh, Morrigan, where are you? I really need you again. So the Kunari guy tried going to a whole bunch before finding one that works? That kind of signifies that he doesn't have much control over this place then. Winter Palace next to a statue. Okay. Alright. Oh. Something on the side here? Nope. These statues are kind of like the ones we see in the Winter Palace too. The crossroads near the Alluvian. First of all, I still don't know why there's an Alluvian at the Winter Palace that no one told me about. But the Alluvians near a certain place, do they have certain characteristics around them? Like, what the hell is that? Oh. 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 It's singing. The hell is this? Okay, this is, there's multiple here. This is not following the blood trail. There's multiple active ones. Right, this one is also... I guess I'll check that one out for now, because that one seems like the one... Yeah, you know the drill. Don't do the one that they actually want you to go into. This is okay. We can just use these all willy-nilly.
This goes everywhere, even places that aren't anymore.
Abandoned Chateau. Book of Butterflies. This book opens to reveal thin slats of wood and glass. Pinned to cushions inside the slats are a confusion of colorful butterflies, some as small as a copper, others with a wingspan as large as a hand. Engraved on the front are the words, "In celebration of your 20th anniversary, with fondest wishes, Countess Lutetia." Now, if we knew these people, maybe we can try to figure out what time this is, what time frame. Anybody know? This kind of looks like that one chateau place we were at, but it might be a case of reused assets, I'm not sure. Moonlight on the Feast of Shadows. The front cover of this novel has a group of armed men and women fighting a horde of imaginary monsters, while a winged horse with a horn flies in the background against an enormous rainbow. There's text on the back. In the far future, a desperate group of men and women from all corners of the land band together to end an unstoppable evil. As these bold adventurers go from traveling companions to friends, will their secrets and desires tear them apart? Cloud Loon Lily. An ancient elf pulled out of time, this brawny warrior scholar seeks only to return to her liege in the distant past, but the voices calling her forward aren't what they seem. Ren. This mysterious thief used to sing in taverns while deftly lifting items from the wealthy. Many have fallen in love with the diminutive Heartbreaker, but Ren has a dangerous pact with a sinister figure in the shadows. Lancaster Marlowe, a gifted but eccentric mage traveling the wider world for the first time. Marlowe's ambition for power is matched only by an uncanny ability to thrust his new acquaintances into danger. Elena Brightstone, a knight of low birth under a mysterious curse. The idealistic Brightstone seeks to bring honor to her family name while divesting herself of calamitous death magic that may doom everything she holds dear. Tilka, an orphan of great resolve. Young Tilka seeks to restore the balance of magic in the world. To do that, she must seek guidance from her foster parents, if she can find a way back to the surface of the moon. Not all may survive their journeys, for these are all perils of a land unrecognizable, a time immemorial. Join them in Moonlight on the Feast of the Shadows at the end of the 13th Age. 13th Age? There is a note slipped into the novel. Enjoy the book, my dear. It's Lord Fleming's most ambitious yet. I'm not sure what a moon whale is, and at times there is a scandalous amount of attention paid to young men's backsides, but I doubt that will put you off in the slightest. Is this supposed to be a hint about what timing of what we are at right now? 13th Age? Faded letter. Oh? This unsent letter is dated 941 Dragon, a month before the opening of the breach. Okay, that in itself is not unnormal, because someone could have just written it before then. Marcel, forgive the absence of my letters. The Dalish raids were ominous enough, but now Gaspard's chevaliers ride through my estates without so much as a by your leave. What a time to rattle their swords. A shipment came the other day, with things that will not travel well. A rare Navarran miniature of Andraste, a triptych lattice of thinnest oak from Tevinter, and, most wondrous of all, a pre-chantry full-length elven mirror. The mirror was discovered after an earthquake near Voldorma brought to light an unplundered elven ruin. I purchased the entire lot. There were some other minor artifacts and trinkets, and the mirror has quickly become my favorite. My wife insists we leave soon, and I suppose she is right, but I cannot bear to leave it behind. I will send for the mirror when I'm safely in Val Rayo, then throw a party where you can marvel at it yourself. Warmest regards, Yon. So this was from an elven ruin. Okay, so far it seems like we just traveled, but it's not like we physically traveled, but not a time kind of travel. But Cole said something that sounded like we were traveling to the past or future, which made me a little bit worried. Illustrated periodical. Notable changes. Chevaliers serving Duke Aeneas will now carry shields with dovetailed dividing lines, instead of their previous flory. Lord Fortier of House Aegle will join in union with Lady Valclane of House Saurus. A full-faced mast in Montsemerdian crimped style, containing 2 colors from each noble line's heraldry, may now be worn by first and second cousins of either household. Lady Westmith of Denerim will join in union with Lord Pierre of the House Veneer. A half-faced domino mask, black with white trim, rubies, pearls, or opals, may now be worn by Lady Westmith's direct relations. The masks, the ornamentation on them, might be kind of important.
Watch out!
Oh my... Alright, okay. Whoa! Whoa! It's more than I was expecting. Let's get him, guys. Oh, they do the teleporty stuff. Someone left a trap here for us, or was that just some passive thing? I don't... Wasn't expecting that. Wait, these guys were so close to the Alluvion, it makes me worried that they could have traveled through too if we weren't paying attention. Could you just stop travel? Yes, yes, Vivienne! Freeze them so they can't leave. I just want to get them. Right here, right now. Got one. Don't leave, don't leave. Come on, buddy. These kind of battles, we have to have mages. If we had melee people, we'd just be going all over without getting any actual kills in. But was there something in here? The hand that cuts. Critical damage bonus. The following stacking bonus is granted on ability usage. What does the pieces mean? Pieces, is this part of a set? The taken shape. This ring glows unusually warm when slipped onto a finger. It pulses slightly and steadily, as if in time with the wearer's heartbeat. Notes on methods of enchantment. The writing on these papers aches to be looked at, shimmering slightly as if under an enchantment. The notes are handwritten, but each letter is as perfectly uniform as from a printing press. Notes on the first attempt. Improper valences on the bindings woven into the materials led to a catastrophic unraveling. The first batch is lost, but I will have supplies brought in from the same stock to illuminate whether the imperfection is within the materials or the enchantment. Okay. Some enchanting stuff going on here. Oh, I think that's it. This is an extra room for us to get the ring. Anybody want the ring? I think I'm okay. Oh, by the way, I'm not wearing my armor. I should be wearing my armor, right? Am I allowed to? I am not. Wait, that's a helmet. You guys are okay, because you guys were barely around. Okay, I was the only problem here. Ring of Doubt? I'm okay with this. Does somebody... Okay, everybody has purple... Actually, for Vivienne. The hand that cuts? I think I'd rather give this one to Iron Ball, though. It feels like it might be kind of interesting. Oh! Had the same thought before already. 20% critical damage. So it's a direct upgrade then. But maybe something more interesting than that? Oh, he has 2 hands. Well, actually he has 10 fingers, but we talked about this like 20 million times already. Rampage. He still has Rampage around, right? He better. Rampage. Yes, it's still in his bar. Okay. Okay, this was just an extra thing? Sure. Oh, back to trying to look for the murderer now.
Not precisely where we intended to go, darling, but still an amusing diversion.
Huh, no kidding.